Welcome to MeccaNoid Madness.
Hi, this is the new program that I created with the new app. I called it Joke 1. I'm already connected in Bluetooth. What I'm going to do is start up the new program, and I'm going to say load, and I called it Joke 2, and I'm going to say play. I did this with LIMs.
Let's do some more jokes. Press the blue button for kids jokes. Press the red button for teen jokes. Press the green button for an adult joke, or press the yellow button for Spin Master joke.
So it just did the intro explaining what it's going to do, and now it's waiting for me to press one of the four buttons. Let's do kids jokes.
What is the longest word in the dictionary? Smile, because there is a mile between each S. Think about it. S-M-I-L-E, S. How do you make the number 1 disappear? Add the letter G to it. G-O-N-E. Gone. Let's do some more jokes. Press the blue button for kids jokes. Press the red button for teen jokes. Press the green button for an adult joke, or press the yellow button for Spin Master joke.
What it just did is it played the kids jokes, and then it went back to the beginning. It played the intro where it told them what the four buttons do. Now it's waiting for another input. Let's do adult jokes. Green button.
Pull my finger. That felt good.
Loop back to the beginning.
Let's do some more jokes. Press the blue button for kids jokes. Press the red button for teen jokes. Press the green button for an adult joke, or press the yellow button for Spin Master joke.
Gonna wait for an input. Let's do Spin Master jokes this time.
What is the difference between a virus and this app? Viruses rarely fail. Great writer. There once was a young man who in his youth possessed his desire to become a great writer. When asked to define great, he said, "I want to write stuff that the whole world will read, stuff that people will react to, and a truly emotional level. Stuff that will make them scream, cry, and howl in pain and anger." He is now working for Spin Master, writing the help files that are needed for this app.
And let me show you an example of the script that I created for this. Basically, I had to create 5 LIMs, and I numbered them 1 through 5. The first one is the intro, and that explains what this is and what the buttons do, the blue and the red and the green and the yellow and so forth. The 2 is when they press the blue button, it will play the kids jokes. 3 is the teen jokes. 4 is the adult jokes, pull my finger. 5 is the Spin Master jokes. And what I had to do was create an LIM for each one of these, for the intro, for kids and so forth. I also had to create one, a new one for Spin Master, and I called that number 5. It doesn't see the names that you created for the LIMs when you saved it. It just sees them as numbers: LIM1, LIM2, LIM3, LIM4, and LIM5. Even though you save it as having a unique name, it doesn't recognize them as being unique. It just recognizes them as being numbers. The only bug that I found is that the LIMs would be cut off at the end. Like, for instance, one LIM maybe 10 seconds long, it would only play the first 8 seconds and then cut it off and go to the next step of the program. So what I had to do was, when I create the LIM, I had to wait a few seconds after it was created to save it, so that at the end of it there's a little dead space that if it cuts it off, it's no big deal, because it's just dead space. It's not used for it. So every LIM that's created, add a little space to the ending so it doesn't chop it off halfway through. Like, for instance, the one that I created, number 5 here, was the Spin Master one. It did everything, and it got to the very end, and it got to the punchline, but it didn't do the punchline because it cut it off. So what I had to do was, after I created this LIM, I waited a few seconds, then saved it, pressed the red button, saved the LIM, and it played back correctly, as you've seen here. Let me give you an example of the program itself. It's Behavior Builder, they call it, and it's basically this. Let me stop it. And basically, there are two types of menus. There's input and output, and the way that you access them is that you press this top button, and it goes. The blue is the output, the orange is the input, and the MeccaNoid only has a handful of inputs. It has the 4 button for the Mecha Brain. It has the servo movements, and it has a time where it knows the time of day. It has the voice input, but the app doesn't support any voice input at this time. So the elements, they call it, are basically the inputs and the outputs. The outputs, there are several outputs. There's the lights for the brain, lights for the servos, lights for the eyes, the motor movement, the arm movements, the head movements. There's a bunch of different outputs that it supports. Let me show you how to create one. Let me go File, I'll say New, and I'll create an output, and I'll drag it to the beginning, and it's asking me for an animation. I'm going to select LIMs, and I'm going to select number 1. I know that number 1 is my intro. So it's going to do, the first thing it's going to do is the intro. Then I'm going to do an output, or an input, I'm sorry, and I'm going to select the lights. And I'm going to drag that over to here. Oops. And I'm going to select the lights that I want to use. So it's going to do the intro, then it's going to turn on the lights and wait for an input for the lights. I know that the blue one, and see there's 4 arrows here, so that's the branching. So I'm going to go back to outputs. I'm going to go back to the animation. I'm going to drag the animation down to the first spot, and I'm going to say LIM, and I know 2 is kids jokes. So 2, so if they press the blue button, I know that it's going to be kids jokes. So I'm going to take this blue arrow and slide it. Let's see if I can slide it. Here we go. Yep. So the blue, when they press the blue button, it's going to play kids jokes. I'm going to bring another one down. I'm going to select LIM, and I know 3 is teen jokes. So when they do the next button, which is the red button, I know that that's teen jokes. I'm going to bring another one in, and I'm going to select LIM, and I know 3, 4 is adult jokes, or pull my finger. And what was that? Green? Oops. So when they press the green button, it's going to do an adult joke. Let me make it a little bit smaller so I can fit a little bit more. Oop. Yeah, a little bit smaller. Okay. Let me add one more. I'm going to say LIM, and I know 5 is the Spin Master jokes. So 5 is there. I'm going to slide it over a little bit so I can get to it. Area. So when they press the yellow button, it's going to play the Spin Master jokes. Now, what I'm going to do is, when they get done playing the according jokes, I'm going to just loop it back to the beginning. So I'm going to take the output and bring it back to the beginning. Take this output, bring it back to the beginning. Take this output, oops, bring it back to the beginning. Now I'm going to take this output and I'm going to do something different. I'm going to add probably like a feet motors. And I think it's this one. I'm going to take this one, drag it out, put it under the Spin Master LIM. So when it gets done the Spin Master LIM, it's going to do this one, and I'm going to say these are the feet. I'm going to say the feet motors. Put this one forward, put this one backwards, do it fast, and do it for 10 seconds. And then I'm not going to do anything after it does that. It's just going to drop out, and what that will do, that will end the program. So let me run it.
Let's do some more jokes. Press the blue button for kids jokes. Press the red button for teen jokes. Press the green button for an adult joke, or press the yellow button for Spin Master joke.
So it's waiting for an input. I'm not going to do the other one. You guys heard them already. I'm just going to go to Spin Master.
What is the difference between a virus and this app? Viruses rarely fail. Great writer. There once was a young man who in his youth possessed his desire to become a great writer. When asked to define great, he said, "I want to write stuff that the whole world will read, stuff that people will react to, and a truly emotional level. Stuff that will make them scream, cry, and howl in pain and anger." He is now working for Spin Master, writing the help files that are needed for this app.
So it should do the spin. My hands are in the way. For 10 seconds, and then drop out of the program. That's basically how you create a branch program with the builder, behavior builder. Also, something that came in handy is I want to show you something. If you go to the main menu, go to Help, go to Customer Service, it will bring up additional help files. For instance, if you scroll down, there's one called Behavior Builder. And if I click on that, it will bring up help files for the input and output. It's more detailed than the basic help files that are included with the general help. For instance, if I click on the inputs, it goes through each input and gives an explanation of each one. You get an idea, and the same thing for the outputs. Just additional help. It's a little bit better than the basic help that's included with the general app itself. Now these are outputs, and it explains what the outputs are and what they do, and there's several of them. Also, something that we can do is that these files that are created, these behavior builder files, are stored on your phone or tablet, and they're small files, so we could share them. If the file is just using LIMs, we can share them so that they can be used by other people for other applications. Let me give you an example of what you can do with this basic example. I showed you the script for the jokes. Now I could do the same type of program, and I could just do state capitals. Create an intro and say, what is the capital of Maryland? Press the red button, blue button, green button, have the different answers, and then if they get the answer incorrect, just go back to the beginning. If they get the answer correct, which is Annapolis, do some reward, way to go, dance, then go on to the next question. So you can create a branch where you can ask them a question, they can answer the question. If they get it correct, it will go to the next question. If they get it wrong, it just loops back to the beginning and asks the question again until they get it correct. And then once they get it correct, you can branch to the next set of questions. Like for instance, I can say, what is the capital of Maryland? And then create a program that has these as the answers. And then if they get it correct, I can go to what is the capital of New York, and so forth and so on. So you can create multiple levels of programs with this. Something else that I could do, and I was thinking of create some LIMs and say try to guess the Star Wars characters, and then name the characters, and then use the same concept if they get it correct and if they get it incorrect. And something else that I could do is I could play the LIMs that I've already made. For instance, let's play some games, and these are big LIMs. They play if they press the blue button, I could play Charades and Simon Says and Hokey Pokey. So you can use this to branch out and do a lot of other things with it. It has the servo inputs. So something that I was thinking of doing is a simple question. Do you like me? Push my left arm for yes or right arm for no. So if you press an arm, the servo will move, and the behavior builder program has that as an input, so you could see that as an input and then branch off and play an LIM that responds to that type of input. Something else that I would like to do with it is an 8-ball mode and a dance mode. I don't know if it has this 8-ball mode, but I had a lot of fun when I was a kid with the Magic 8-ball. Something else that we could do with this is make a true remote control, forward, backwards, left, right, move arm up, down, so forth and so on. So it has an input where you can create buttons, and then if they press that particular button, you can have MeccaNoid do something. So I think you can make a true remote control. Something that is neat about this app is it has a clock, AM PM clock, where you could create some type of an alarm, like for instance a wake up alarm clock at 7 o'clock in the morning. It will activate, and at that time it will wave its arms and say, wake up, it's time to get up, come on, get up, get up, get up. So it has some potential. It doesn't have voice. I wish it had voice, because with voice you could do guards, you could respond to questions and so forth, and it has some potential with this branching technique that I showed you for an example. I will create these down the road, but I just want to give you some idea of what you can do with the app. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments section, and as always, thanks for watching.